welcome. And we are getting our platforms all connected. Welcoming as we are all aligning together. Welcome to our 12 portal, Radiant Queen, Sovereign, Abundant, Attunement, and Egypt Pilgrimage Open House. I welcome you. We are live on multiple streams and just coming in. So amazing. And it's been a journey, and it's opening this next level as we're getting all of our platforms as we are live and just opening up. I'm going to refresh this page. So I welcoming you, Margie and Maud coming in on Instagram. And as we are live, as we're getting all of the platforms organized and aligned, and we are now going live on our Facebook page. And welcome to, I'm just going to open this a double time on a double Stargate 1212 portal, Radiant Queen, Sovereign Abundance, Attunement, Egypt Pilgrimage Open House. I welcome you as we are live on a few platforms today. And how are you? Where are you calling in from? Where are you joining from? Please type in the comments and the chat where you are gridding your light. And this 1212 portal, honoring this Trinity portal of sacred feminine, the divine feminine, this Trinity portal of creation codes, this 369. And I just honor this, your pull to be here, and just honoring yourself here and now. And I want to begin by thanking you for spending this moment with me and for being here, this moment of your time. And I'm always grateful to walk with those who care as much about growth and expansion as I do. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank you and just align our energies together. And I invite you to take a breath as we open this portal. Inviting you to place a hand on your heart and one on your womb. And deepening into your body, taking that linear inhale through the nose, the divine masculine, and hold for a moment, and then exhaling through the mouth, and just letting it go, the audible divine feminine energy, that just letting go what no longer serves you. Today is a day of ending, a day of completion. We're closing out 2025, only a few more weeks. Cannot believe it, in a way. How many of you can believe that we are entering into a new year in only a few weeks? And it is an incredible year. And many of you are new. I'm seeing some new faces. I'm seeing some new energy. Please post in the comments. Hello, Samay. Hello, South Africa. Hello, Stara. Hello, Los Angeles. Gridding your light in Los Angeles. I love it, sisters. I love watching the feedback. I'm going to be talking about that. And please post in the chat and the feedback in the comments, like fall in love with the comment box, because as you share and as something lands for you, please post and say, hey, that landed. Oh, I love that. Oh, tell me more. Oh, this is running in my body right now. And where you are on the planet, so we can see where we're all connected, and we can see our beautiful sacred geometry constellation on our 1212 portal today, and commenting in the box. So sharing your voice, connect, like kind of playful out today and be with me so we can belong to each other today and really connect. And I really love the feedback, because then we can make this exactly what we are calling in today, for you, for me, for us. And there's some new faces here today, so I want to introduce myself. And I'm Jennifer Ashira. I'm the founder of Light Priestess Temple, global brand and community, and empowering over 7,150 women worldwide who are rising now and activating their highest purpose, embodying their undeniable confidence, unwavering certainty in living their highest calling. And I just sometimes have to pinch myself, but I get to live where I want in the world and work with the most powerful women that are leading this planet and changing and shifting with their gifts and their wisdoms, changing this planet and opening this new era together. And today is such a powerful portal. 1212, I have noticed across the universe that many of us are sharing 1212 and honoring it and stepping into this completion because of this 9-year. This is a 9-year cycle. 12 is also a number of completion, and it's a 1212 is this moment to honor and close our year of 2025, and we're going to be releasing what we're no longer willing to carry into 2026. How many are ready to let go of what no longer serves you, what no longer is yours to carry, so you can make some room for that newness, for this golden year that we're stepping into? How many are ready? Raise your hand, say yes, pop in the chat an emoji. I want to hear you, I want to see you. And today we're going to see you. Elizabeth, Zania, hello. Uta, seeing you. Jones and the giant palm, welcome. Seeing all the sisters here. Muska, I am Josephine Holm. Hello, Josephine. All the sisters waving you hello as we're coming in on a few platforms today and connecting our field of light. And today we're going to be talking about 1212. We're going to be opening into this 9-year of completion ending in the 999 portal that was in September, that ended the 100,000 year era of separation. And we began 100,000 new year of the solar era, union, oneness. And this is what we are truly stepping into in 2026. It's this year of new beginnings, momentum, forward movement, freedom, and oneness. And we will speak and release then what no longer is ours to carry and shed into this cauldron of 1212. How many are ready to let go? There's just something, that one thing that just hangs around and we're ready to let it go. That's what we'll be doing today. And this is the radiant queen. It's not an outside past era image of a queen sitting on a throne. And people talk about queen is kind of used a lot as an archetype. This is the frequency of the queen, the certainty, this frequency of creation, the radiant sovereignty, the sovereign radiance, the truth, the sovereign leadership. When you tap into the frequency of creation, which is the 1212 portal, this Trinity energy that we're going to be diving into today, you are the source code. You are the queen energy. You are that new leadership, because we're in a new era, and this is needing a new leadership, a new paradigm, asks for a new energy, a new frequency, a new way of being. And this is what we are letting go and opening on this 1212. So we are ready for 2026. How many are ready for 2026? Raise one hand, raise two hands, raise all your hands. So ready. I can just feel it. I can feel the field building for 1212. I can really feel this. And so we will be opening into what is 1212, why does it matter? And then we'll be releasing what no longer serves us. We'll be also opening into the frequency of creation. And I'll be sharing with you how you can walk even deeper with me at the sacred sites of Egypt. This is the Egypt Pilgrimage Open House as well. And I'll be showing and sharing how this portal is directly connected to the frequency of creation that we are aligning and attuning with today, and how Egypt, which this might not be for everyone, but this will be if you're wanting to dive deeper into your soul's truth and in your soul's resonance and time collapse, so you can just step into your higher next level. How many are ready for that? This is what happens in Egypt when you walk on the sacred lands of Kemet, when you step into the temples and the pyramids and the altar sanctuaries. And if this is this deeper dive, they're yes, I want to dive deeper, then this is for you. And we will then close with our 1212 sovereign abundance attunement, aligning with the divine frequency of creation that is within us, joined by the highest golden beings of light. So this is our roadmap blueprint for today. Our 1212 portal of Trinity of creation has begun. And Just feel into that and just take a breath into that energy, because sometimes before you can breathe into this new frequency, new creation, and you can embody your next level, you have to face what you didn't want to face. And this nearly broke me. It was 2011, and I was sitting in my doctor's office in my shorts, waiting on his examination table. I'm sweating. I was sticking to the paper on the examination table, and I was waiting for my test results. And I'll never forget the moment, because I knew something was going on in my body. I had been here 10 years before and had to have emergency surgery. And I felt like, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm back here again. And as the doorknob turned on the door of the room and the door opened, the doctor walked in, and his face was long and he was looking down. And I knew it wasn't good. And I knew they were back. I knew the lumps had come back. And as he started to speak, I didn't hear anything, and my heart fell through the floor. I went numb. I saw black. I felt so powerless. Like, what? My body, why couldn't you sustain it? But I couldn't sustain it. I was working 6.5 days a week. I was burned out. I was on my 7th level of burnout. I just kept pushing myself. I had these goals and I just didn't listen. And then I'm sitting in my doctor's office hearing what I'd heard 10 years before. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this. And I didn't know what to do in that moment. How many have you ever been in that moment? You just don't know what to do, because I had to pay my mortgage. I had 12 families depending on me for their paychecks. I couldn't just stop. And I didn't know what to do in that moment. And I remember when the appointment was over, I grabbed my things and went to my car and drove back to my office. And I just knew I had to make a change. I was not aligned. I was out of balance. I was unhappy, unfulfilled. I felt dry inside. And I decided to take a week off. I went to Costa Rica, and then to think about it, what I'm going to do. And I came back and I'd made a decision, because I had been at night creating a blog for my customers. I work with teen women and I created clothing for them. And I wanted them to have a different life than I had in my teenage years. How many loved your teenage years? I didn't. I struggled. I felt like an outsider. I didn't belong. And I made a blog I had been really studying thoughts or things, and your energy and your frequency create your reality, and things I'd never heard of as a teenager. And I created a blog, and I would do it at night, and I loved it. And I think one person may have seen it, but I loved it. And I could feel my soul calling me somewhere else than just creating clothing. And I decided to walk away from everything I knew. 15 years of building a business from $100 to a 7-figure brand. And I stepped off the curb into a future that was unknown. I had no parallel move. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I was going in a different path. Have you ever known that? Like, it makes no sense, but I did it anyway. And I started to slow down. I started to take classes. I was in Los Angeles, and there was embodiment classes and tantra. I started to open my body. I started to work with Mary Magdalene. She started coming in to me. I made new friends. I had lovers. I had time for things I'd never had time for. And I started to open up a part of me, and I started to channel. And I'd always worked with my intuition. How many of you work with your intuition? Like, you guide, you listen to your body. I did that. But I started to channel, and things I had prayed to and beings I had prayed to, I started to sit across from them, and I could see them, and my third eye and my imaginal world was just as real as talking to you here. And this became where I started to sit on sacred sites, and I was guided, and I went to waterfalls, and I went around the world for over 9.5 years. And I learned who I truly was and my true soul family. Because sitting in the doctor's office that day, I wasn't aligned. And I was chasing a goal my body couldn't sustain. And as visionary women, We give so much. And somewhere along the way, we forget the temple is us, giving so much while quietly breaking inside. How many of you have ever felt this way? How many of you feel that way now? How many of you needed to hear that? Please post in the chat if you needed to hear that, if you've been pushing yourself or moving at a speed you cannot sustain. And that was me in that moment. And everything shifted when I listened to who I truly was and I walked away from what looked so successful on the outside, but wasn't aligned with where I was going. And I knew it. And this is the 1212 portal. This is this frequency. I was creating a new life. I was stepping into something new. I had no idea. We're stepping into a new year next year. That is a number 1 year of new beginnings. That is not what it was 10 years ago. We don't know that next step, but we're closing out what no longer serves us in this portal. So we can step in the fullness and the radiance and the luxury and the joy of our truth and our sovereignty. So we can become what is being asked of us in 2026. How many are yes to that? I am like, yes, I'm a full body yes. I agree. I agree with myself. So we have so many beloveds coming in so much. Hello, Bliss Diamond. Hello, Cassiopeia Light Body Yoga. Welcoming you and welcoming Jeffrey on Facebook. Oh, so amazing. And so let's dive into 1212, the epic portal trinity of the 369 codes of creation. And 1212 this year is really a 3369 because we have the 1212, which 12 collapses down to 3, and 3 is the Trinity. And we're going to be really deepening into the Trinity today. The 1212 is the solar feminine stargate of mastery. And the Trinity is the oneness. And this is the oneness that we're walking into. This is the era of oneness. This is the new solar era that started. We're in 100,000 year era, and we're at like the first 2 months of it. And so just feel into that frequency. The 1212 is the stargate of remembrance, renewal, and resurrection. This isn't about we're going somewhere new. This is about it's rising within us as the phoenix. How many of you are feeling that? How many have been shedding epic karmic patterns in the last even just like 2 weeks? This year, yes, but it has intensified in this last month, hasn't it? For me, the shedding of the snake skin of this year of the snake, the divine feminine frequency of the serpent. Feel that kundalini, that energy that's no longer yours to carry. And the 1212 opens the Trinity gateway, the union of the 369. So we have the 12 collapses into 3. This day, December 12th, equals 15, which is a 6, and we're in a 9 year, and we're in the 12th month. So this is the 369, this numerology. This day is so powerful. It's just this frequency that is taking us to this new level. And it's what Tesla created. He always did everything in 3s. In the Temple of Isis, we always do everything in 3s. We circle the altar 3 times. We say things 3 times. 3 makes it so. So this is the Trinity. It's come into everyday life. Zania is saying, yes, shedding. Cassiopeia. Zania, I think you're on Facebook and Instagram. So she's like double places. She's like, I'm all over this. So the 3 is the divine spark, and it can be the maiden. 6 is the embodiment, is the mother queen, and 9 is completion, the wise woman. So we have the Trinity of the 369, and we also have the goddess of the maiden, the queen, and the wise woman. So you can see it captures all of it, the sovereign truth of this radiant, powerful, wise, and fully awakened energy. The solar divine feminine isn't passive. We're not passive. She's luminous, alive, radiant, sovereign, and encoded with source. This is what we are stepping into as we let go of what no longer serves us. And 1212 awakens the solar feminine current within you, the same one held by Isis, Mary Magdalene, Hathor, the sun priestesses of Kemet, rose lineage of Mu and Atlantis, that shedding and uncoiling of the snakeskin. And so the feminine current is the movement, like my moving my arms, I am moving my Sekhem, my Shakti, my divine feminine frequency. The unshedding of the snakeskin, the rose opening, a wave in the ocean is all the frequency of the divine feminine. And so when we have the Trinity, Father God, Son, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, that was created by the church. That was Mother God. So let's restore Mother God into the Trinity. She is the spirit. She is the frequency. She is the currency. She's the Sophia. She is the Mother God, Father God, Mother God, Son of God. That is the Trinity. She was removed so that no one could feel, so humanity couldn't feel what it felt like to have the frequency of creation move through you. It was removed, just like so much of the divine feminine. How many knew that already? How many of that's like, aha, no Holy Spirit? That was the frequency of Mother God. That is the Sophia. All the three equals one together and in your body. So just feel that, because we're going to be tuning into the oneness in our bodies, opening this frequency. Yes, the triple goddess, star, primordial serpent rebirth, Same epic shedding. Yes, Ellen Star, prayer hands. Yes. So just, the Sophia was removed. Nobody, the Catholic Church, the church didn't, and the patriarchal energy didn't want humanity to know that they just needed to, they were God. It was moving through them. They were the essence of God. And so it was removed. And so 1212 is that restoration. It's the frequency, the Trinity portal of the creation codes. And the creation codes is the divine feminine frequency of God, divine within you, as you, moving through you, the blood through your veins, my lips moving, my fingers moving, my eyes, your heartbeat, everything you see, the sun rays, the grass growing, your dog playing outside. And so just as we tune into that, feel into that frequency, I'm going to be opening some music. I invite you to just tune in if you want to stand or stay sitting, and just invite you receiving this and hearing this and this remembrance of the Sophia, the Divine Mother, Mother God, the Sakam, the Shakti, the Divine Feminine. What is moving through you now when you hear that? I invite you to place a hand on your heart and one on your womb as you tune into this frequency, moving within you now, that sacred pull to be here. As the divine feminine gathers together, this is how women ignite and uplift, is through gathering. We don't uplift through meditating in a cave by yourself. We gather together. This is the whole red tent energy too. When you come together, we braid each other's hair, we tell each other stories, we pass on the lineage of truth of the divine feminine, where it's safe. And so I just invite you to align with this and connect to a deeper truth within you. Align with your heart, our hearts together in this frequency. If you're here live or in replay, you are together as one, welcoming the new sisters that have joined us. And just feel your body wanting to move. What if you were tuning into that frequency of creation, the divine feminine, the sovereign radiance, the sovereign embodiment, your truth that's moving through you? What wants to move? Is it your shoulders? Is it your belly? Breathing up through from your root, up through all your chakras, all your Shushmana, your central channel. As you touch this deeper sovereign truth within you, what are your hips saying? What are your toes wanting to say? What are your shoulders wanting to tell you? What do they want to move as if you just move as the current of creation? Feeling that opening within you. Attuning, being in harmony and sync. Create and feel. When you attune, you have the opportunity to sense and feel and hear and know what the frequency of creation feels like. As it moves through you, you activate and magnetize and come to life because it's already held and placed within you. And when you let go of the stories, the blocks, the limitations that you feel, it's shifted. And when we open to our truest essence, our frequency, that already is living within us. We remember who we are. And this is the 1212 portal, this frequency of endings, but also of restoring that creation codes within you. I'd love you to share in the chat of just moving through and attuning to that frequency of creation that you are placed within you. What opened within you? What, as we touched it in this live today? Was there something deeper? Because we're in an amplified field of light. We are connected. You're in a high container of light. This is one of our 4 pathways in Light Priestess Temple to activate your highest light. One is being activated containers of light. And so as you're in activated containers of light, you're in an amplified field. When 2 or more gathered, the law of mastermind is to the 10th power. And so just feel that energy and what is opening through you. Please share in the chat what is opening through you. Stara, yes to red 10. Stara, I love the Holy Trinity, Divine Father, Mother, and Divine Child. Yeah, and that was Mary, Joseph, Jesus, Isis, Osiris, Horus. It's the Holy Family. It's the Trinity. And so this is that strength. And a tripod, I have a light right here, and it's a tripod, and it's like so strong. It's not going to fall. It's not going to move. It has that strength. And so just feel this now. And so with this frequency of creation, we are opening within us today and honoring it, restoring it, the phoenix rising. It always was there, never wasn't there. We just were told differently. Today, honoring the 12-12 portal and aligning with the 369 codes of creation. Has there been something blocking your abundance, blocking your truth, blocking your confidence? Cassiopeia, that speaking my truth can be challenging, but is needed. Xenia, 369 expansion from the heart opened for me. Cassiopeia, restoring my lineage. The only way you can restore your lineage is to remember it. And the way you remember it is by coming into the body, because the body remembers everything. And so to create new space for your new lineage to open, to step into that, is to let go. And so in this close of 2025, what are you no longer willing to carry? I invite you, if you have your journal or you want to type in the chat, is make it so. Because there's so much that has been put on us, the projections placed on us, the expectations we place on ourselves, the limitations of our ancestral lineage that we accepted as truth, our stories. What story have you been telling yourself? That isn't the truth. And you're just like, I'm not going to take that. I'm just not going to accept that anymore. That is no longer what I'm going to listen to. And I'm going to release that. And in this amplified field, you are releasing it at such a accelerated, amplified rate. And so just as we close this year, this epic 9-year cycle, how many are like, 9 years? Oh my gosh, who was I 9 years ago? Oh my gosh. And who am I going to be in 9 years? Xenia, fear to make money from my gifts. Yeah, because we were told money is evil, right? Yet the powers that be were like hoarding all the money because they knew that wasn't true. Money is energy. What could that energy do if you had all your resources met, lived in luxury, had people that you could hire to do all the admin in your business? You had people who could make you delicious food. You had the sources to give to foundations, create, give, help others because you were coming from your overflow. What would the world be like? What would your world be like? What are you willing to let go of and no longer carry into 2026? It ends now. So what are you? Cassiopeia, I don't want to let my wounds choose for me. Well, they will, unless you let them go and honor them. It's by feeling them and honoring them. They kept you safe. Staying quiet kept you safe because there was an inquisition. There were people that if you were a embodied woman, you were a heretic. You were a witch. You were unholy. And you were done away with a lot of times. And so we were like, I'm going to cut the voice, cut the channeling, cut the herb healing, cut the helping others, and I'm just going to be quiet and I'm going to stay alive. And then that went into your body, and that's then what comes out now. So this is letting that go. And so what are you willing to let go of on this 12-12 portal? What are you willing to shed? Same, shedding ancestral lack and poverty consciousness. Same, I'm shedding sacrifice, suffering, and self-doubt. Same, I'm being guided to go much deeper into my body every day, and that's what will open me and support me. Oh, I love that. Yes. That's what opened me when I shared about how I was sitting in my doctor's office, and then I stopped and I slowed down and I opened my body, and my whole soul lineage came in. And this is what we're asking now, because we're in a new era. We need new leadership, new frequency. The women that are supposed to be walking the global stages, scaling their work, speaking to thousands, not tens, not hundreds. You know you have an empire, a movement, a book, a course that's going to change the world, and it's inside of you. And this is how it comes out, and this is how you change the world, is when you bring the frequency of creation into your body and you let go of what is stopping you, why that book is still in your drawer or still on your desktop, tweaking it, playing with it, but not sharing it. How many have that going on in your life? That book, that course, that artwork that's still in your drawer. Not Maud, let go of disconnection. Thank you for sharing. And so I invite you now to gather the one thing you're going to release. You can do more as you finish this call, but we're going to do one today together in this amplified field. And you can also listen to this in replay, which I love replay. I'm double Libra. I'm in the air. I need to ground. I listen to my coaches and to what I'm learning. I need to bring it into my body. Like today, I have gone through our run of this live many times before I come live, because that would be, if I didn't, disaster, just a minor disaster. So I just invite you now. We're going to do it in threes, and we're going to do it in the saying it out loud, in a whisper, and then a silence. And I invite you to bring it into your body even deeper when we're done, and do it in nines, 3, 3, and 3. The same thing, unless you, and if you release it in 3, because we're in a more powerful connection, great, do another one. If there's another one that arises, maybe you have a few in your journal or in the comment box. And when you share it in the comment box and you put it out there, it's like no longer in your head anymore, circling and just going a little nuts in the head. Is when you share it out loud and you put it in the comment box, I've given it to somebody else. And when you read it, doesn't it look different than when it's in your head? It's huge in your head. And then you put it in the comment box and it's like, oh, it's like not the same as when it's in my head talking to me. So telling me untruths. So I invite you to bring the one thing that you are ready to let go of for 2025. And bring that into your heart space. And I invite you to say in an I statement, I release or I let go. And just say it out loud. And I've been really working on belonging. I was in a call and the woman was said, people that come into my space, she was talking about people that come into her group and they just post sales posts, like to get people, the whole getting energy, and not giving and not being in her community. They just want to get. She said it's because they don't belong. They don't belong to themselves. They feel they don't matter. And so they can just come in, flit around, post, I'll get some new clients. I'll need. They take. And if you belong to yourself and we belong to each other, we don't need to do that. We can give. We can operate in faith. We are long-term, not short-term flitting around. And I really deepened into that because I have a not belonging that has been running through my life, being adopted, and even from past lives, being in convents and nuns and being on my own. And that really hit me of like, I do that too. What I do is I don't share. I don't post sales posts. I don't share. I just like, I'll be in here a little bit and I'll go to that next one. And it's truly a deep wound of not belonging. And so I really have been working on this karmic, deep-rooted, tentacled old pattern in my life. And so mine is that I belong. And I belong. And then magical things have been coming in. Facebook community, our Facebook group is going to be, my vision was always to have it be this high touch circles, events, podcasts, lives, all free, like a hub of sacred feminine leadership and light leadership and tools and modalities and sharing and empowering each other. And then after the not belonging, a sister I'd been talking to and another sister, and we're going to create a team, and we're going to create a whole new Light Priestess Temple community. That's exactly what I wanted. That's going to have amazing offerings, circles, high touch, connection, resonant fields. And this is going to start in 2026. And that all came in like the last 7 days. So I just wanted to share how so much comes in when you release and you let it go, you create more space. So we're going to say it out loud. Our statement, mine is, I'm supported. Thank you. So we're going to release not feeling supported. So are we ready? I can feel like a little bit of nervousness in the field. Like, are we ready? I think we're ready. We're ready to let this go. So just say with me yours as I say mine, because I'm doing this too. I need this too. Take a breath in and just hold yourself. You're so held in this sacred space. You're so safe. I release not belonging. I release not belonging. And then say silent. And just feel like just the power of saying it into your space. I invite you to share it in the chat. Light body yoga. I'm so glad you're talking about that. It's a pattern that gets overlooked. And I feel it's because I'm afraid of letting myself care about others fully or myself. Yeah. If I belong and then you let me go and you reject me, then I don't really belong. And I'm a reject. But if you belong to yourself and someone turns you down or you break up or something happens, you never lose belonging to yourself. But here we can belong to each other, and I'm going nowhere. So we can belong to each other and we can walk together and we can create this new earth, this new world. But we first have to belong to each other. And first we have to belong to ourselves. And the way you belong to yourself is you let go of all the things that no longer serve you and the old patterns, the old expectations, the old stories. Like I didn't belong when really I'm adopted. So that runs deep, but really I was chosen. I was only in that adoption society for like a few days. And the first people that saw me adopted me. And so I was chosen, not abandoned. And when I look at that, it shifts how I look at life and how you look at things. You never can lose when you are aligned with the divinity within you, your creation code, your mother God frequency running through your veins, running through your field. You rise. And so just feel how good it feels to share this. And I thank you for sharing, sisters. Anyone else want to share? And just let it off your heart, let it off your chest. Let's let it off here now. This is the time to do it before we move into this incredible 2026 that is just like I saw 2 years ago, 2026, the wave that is 2026. Stara, I'm willing to shed fear of my own power, magic, and medicine. Agnes, I'm letting go of the idea of being small. Jeffrey, I release all negative witch wounds. Stara, wow. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing. Even the ones you're like, I don't want to share this. But the longer you keep it inside, the longer it controls you. And let it go and be free. Speak to it. And so by releasing what no longer is yours to carry, you've unloaded the weight, the shackles, the chains that your mother and your grandmother couldn't heal. They couldn't have this opening, this freedom that you now have, that you can heal your ancestral lineage. You can heal this part of your life. You can no longer hold those old energies that were never yours to begin with. And it's the time now to reclaim it on the 1212 portal, to be the phoenix rising, to be that line of the truth, the power, the wisdom for your family, for your life, and for the world. Because whatever you do radiates out 5 miles. It's been shown in meditation. When you meditate and you're in that alignment, like today is about attunement and being in harmony and resonant in that resonant field, like a guitar string that gets plucked, all the other guitar strings in the store align for it with that one frequency. This is the resonant field. You create it 5 miles out. Zania, I release the need to struggle alone or feel unsupported by a community. I'm free. Thank you for sharing. And so releasing those shackles and chains Step now into your radiance, sovereign power, sovereign grace, sovereign existence, sovereign abundance, because abundance is when you're stepping into the creation frequency that's within you. You are abundant. It's not a destination. Like, I'm abundant when I have X dollars in the bank, when I have a big home, when I have this. You're abundant when you are running this frequency, because everything aligns. Everything aligns when you allow the divine will to run through you as you, and not like, I'm going to manifest, I'm going to send it out, I'm going to call in. You're just blocking yourself. If you're like, thy will be done, because it's already written in your soul contract, thy will be done. And just watch the doors open. Truly align with that Trinity, the Mother God frequency. Let it run through you. Let it just take you over and walk your life like that. You will live a life of miracles. I can only tell you the miracles in my life. My dream home falling in my lap, letting go of the belonging, our Light Priestess Temple, that idea just came in out of nowhere. And there's a huge part that I'm going to be sharing in 2026 that dropped in about a month ago that I'll be sharing in 2026, because it's like the empire is coming. The light empire. So it's just amazing. So, but today we let it go and we claim our sovereign radiance and our royal essence. We are the royal divine feminine risings. We are the queenhood reuniting. We are the sovereign truth resurrecting within us, persistence, passion, and pleasure. I invite you to give yourself the permission to let go, allowing yourself to evolve however that looks and feels. So I just invite you to feel into that. And who wants to? Dr. Love Freedom, I am free. Dr. Love Freedom, I release toxic relationships that drain and hurt me. Let that go. Thank you for sharing. Yes, we release this. Ish, yes. Yes, me too. Ellen, I release my shame, blame, and guilt. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing on Facebook. And feeling this energy opening. Feel how good that feels when you just share it, like what you've been like almost our shame of like our patterns, and then we just hold it inside because nobody wants to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But when you let it go in a safe community, safe environment, safe space, the freedom, now you have space to run this new frequency, this new movement, these new ideas, these new creations, these new ventures, these new ways of being, these new joy, this new freedom, this new bliss in your body as your life. And so what my dream is, what I would like to be, what I would love if we walk together. What if we walk together for 11 days straight? We've been together now for about 40 minutes. Just feel how you feel in just 40 minutes. What if we walk together for 11 days? What if we walk together, and what it would be like? What it would be like for you? 11 for me, for 11 days straight, where we're together each day. Oh, how I would love this, connecting, igniting, talking, freeing ourselves together, freeing your family, your ancestral lineage. This is what I'm so excited to share with you. What I'm so excited, and what has come in for us, and what I mentioned to you before. And some of you already have said yes and stepped in. Oh, the sisters Leah, I release fear and self-imposed limitation. Thank you, Leah Light. Oh, I love it. That is just so in alignment with what we are stepping into, with where we are going, this activated frequency of who you are when you let go of what no longer serves you, and you honor, and you let it go, and you call in this new way of being, this activated frequency of who you are. This is what we're stepping into, and this is what I'm so excited about to share with you, is Egypt, the Sun Pharaoh Queen pilgrimage. And so we let go today, and now we're opening up our open house. We are called, Egypt is not just a pilgrimage. I don't do pilgrimages just to like, oh, that'd be great, let's do that. People like Egypt. We're called. I haven't done Egypt for 2 years. And so we're called now because we're called to activate the royal divine feminine codes with the original sun queen pharaohs of Egypt at their temples, in their sanctuaries. The divine feminine frequency of the royal lineage. If we're in a new era and it's calling for a new leadership, we need the queens that held it to then be reactivated. They hold a frequency. And then for us to then step into our leadership, our frequency, our confidence, our undeniable voice and power. And this is for the women who will walk with us into their sovereign leadership, sovereign radiance, and sovereign power. Just imagine waking up in this beautiful diabea, sailing down the Nile, looking out the window at Egypt as it rolls by and the sacred waters of Mother Nile. They're said to be Isis, her tears birthed the Nile. And as we hold our Isis priestess blue lotus ceremony on the deck and with the sisters, and you look out and you see the temples rolling by and you see the sacred land and the pyramids, and we hold these sacred ceremonies on the boat, and this beautiful time when you can connect with the land and the air and the water of Mother Egypt and the sacred Kemet. And then we dock the boat and we journey off into the temples for our private ceremonies. We have 5 private ceremonies, private time. And you rub your hands on the hieroglyphs of the sandstone, and you walk on the tile floors, and you receive the codes, because when you walk by the hieroglyphs of the carvings, these are the codes you've left for yourself, and these are the codes that then just move into your field. And like I shared how the 4 pathways of Activate Your Light in Light Priestess Temple, one is high activated containers of light, like we're in today, and the second is sacred sites. Why go through years of workshops and working on something and trying to align with your soul lineage and your next level when you can walk into the pyramid of Giza, or you can walk into the Isis temple, or you can sit and pray inside of the Hathor temple of Dendra, and your codes drop in? And you open to that next level because you've shared in the comments, you want to leave the toxic relationships. You want to release my fear and self-imposed limitations. I want to belong. I'm ready to be supported. I'm ready to step into my sovereign radiance. And this is what the Sun Pharaoh Queen Egyptian pilgrimage is. It's a space that aligns you with your sovereign radiance, your well, and your leadership. It collapses the timelines, and you connect with your sisters, and you walk with the like-minded sisters. And, I went to Egypt my first time in 2008, and I was running my clothing business, and I felt the call, and it was like DNA activation. Moving to a higher DNA activation was kind of like what was going on in those times. 2008. Obama was elected that year. It was a while ago. He was elected actually while we were in Egypt. It was exciting. I thought it would be exciting. Thought it was exciting, and then we got more of the same, didn't we? But that's another subject. So I was looking. I was in Agape. I go to Agape in LA. It's a spiritual center, and they had these free spiritual magazines outside of the center where we gathered, and every month they get a new one. And so at the beginning of the month would be all the new free spiritual magazines. And I loved it because I was running my clothing business. I needed that connection, right? I wanted to read about what's happening in the spiritual world. And I was conscious, but I wasn't able to fully walk my gifts yet. I was running a very busy clothing brand, which I shared about, kind of run me ragged. So Sunday was like my day. And I got the magazines, and I'm looking in the classifieds, Egypt tour. Egypt. And I was like, ooh, that's expensive. I'm like, not sure about that. And so I called the woman and I inquired, and she's like, well, you need to book your flight because flights, prices go up. And so I looked at the flights, and then I decided, and I kind of went back and forth, and I kind of always look for a sign. I don't know if you guys, when I'm going to do something, I'm like, is this aligned? And so I looked for a sign. And as I went back to the price dropped. And I'm like, okay, I think it was like spirit, like, come, the price is less. So I booked my flight. I went to Egypt, and it was amazing. It was 14 days. And I thought, I can't leave my business. I don't have a partner. I don't have someone who can run my business. 14 days. It was a long tour. And my friend who kind of walked with me and knew a little bit about my business, but never manned the desk before, said he would watch the store for 14 days. And I was like, okay. I was like, oh, can I do it? So I went, and I booked my flight, and I went. And the last day we were in a circle, and we had to give a gift to the group. And I stood in the circle, and I don't know where it came from, but I had a ball of light in my hand. And I was literally pressing it into everyone's field. Like, not like, here's a ball of light, here's my gift. It was like, almost like, shoo. And I don't know where this power came from. I did it with each person. And as they looked at me, like, Jennifer, like, who are you? You've been with us for 14 days. We've never seen this side of you. so powerful. They were like in dismay, like, who are you? And it came over me. I don't know what it was. And then I had activated a code in one of the temples, and it was like the beginning of my activation of who I truly was, working with light. I had a ball of golden light in my hand. And then a month later, I had a clothing brand trade show in New York City, and I went to the Met Museum, which I love. And I turned the corner in the New York Met Museum, and in the solarium, I saw it. They have a piece of the Isis temple. They have one of the sanctuaries there in the New York Met Museum. And it was like, hello, my friend. And as I turned the corner, it was like, oh, there she is again. Like it was like a friend meeting me. And our tour guide had said, when you go to Egypt and you come back, you don't go to Egypt once, you come back many times. They become your friends, the temples, the statues, the Sekhmet and the lions and all the different beautiful elements. And it was true. When I walked that temple in that museum, it was like seeing an old friend. And this shifted me. And it started to open a pathway in me that is where I'm sitting today. And what makes the Sun Pharaoh Queen Egyptian pilgrimage so unique is that we're going to walk in the temples together. We're going to activate the royal divine feminine codes. Today is the radiant queen, the radiant sovereign energies, the codes of creation, the Trinity portal. And that is the frequency of the queen. And we're going to activate it with Nefertiti, with Nefertari, with Hatshepsut, with Queen Isis, with Queen of Celestial Realm Hathor, in their temples, in their sanctuaries, in their altars, rooms, in private time. You'll walk with the queens who have walked before you, and it will anoint you and activate you. As you are activated, we will activate the codes for humanity, for the leadership to step into who they are. And why it matters is because who's going to lead the new era? The news? The governments? Our president? If you don't step up and you don't step into who you truly are, who's going to lead? Because this is a new era, a new energy, and it needs a new leadership. And the divine feminine, like in the Trinity that was whitewashed into the Holy Spirit, is restoring, is coming back, is rising. And she's rising through me. She's rising through you. And this is the power and the joy and the incredible sovereignty that is coming in for us to walk in Egypt together. And what's allowed this, and walking in Egypt has allowed the women in my community to rise into who they are. This is what allowed Jen, who went from hiding in her gifts, even resenting her gifts, to sharing her sacred work, walking her highest timelines, and hosting multi-speaker summits. This is Jen, who came into my world when I was in Bali, and I was on Zoom, and I would see her every time. She was in the top row of the Zoom community, and she was always there. Hat down, hoodie down, like just not talking, not communicating, never sharing, never got to know her. And then she started to open up. I started to see things on my Facebook feed. She was starting to share her ideas and her thoughts. And then she joined us in Egypt, and everything changed. I remember we were swimming in the Aswan Lake, which is the original island. So we'll be swimming inside of the original island. There's a gateway of the Osiris resurrection rebirth gateway, and we'll be going to the original island because, they moved the Isis temple. Cutting the umbilical cord of the altar and many other reasons, cutting the divine feminine, taking her out of the Trinity. But we've restored her umbilical cord. So don't worry about that. But we swim, we go to the Isis temple, the original island, and we do ceremony there. And then she was swimming in the lake, and there was a rock in the middle of the Aswan reservoir, the lake that is surrounding the Isis temple. And we swam over to the rock, and we stood on the rock, and she was like, I am terrified. I don't like to do this. I'm jumping off and swimming the whole thing. And she got on the rock with us, and she jumped off, which broke through something in her world and this is Egypt, it might be something so small, and it breaks through. And now she's holding multi-speaker summits, a woman that had her cap down, hoodie down, not talking, not sharing, resented her path. You come into Light Priestess Temple and you become your one way, and you give me a year, and you become an entirely different person. You become who you're supposed to be. You become your truth, your highest lineage, your highest soul calling. Who is ready for that? And Jen always says, she says, it's because of your temple is where I am today. Like, because I sat in front of you is now where I am today because I got activated. And this is what allowed Shirley, who is in our community, who went to Egypt with us, and her entire soul connection and light team amplified and came in when she shifted from being someone who supported others to build their businesses to someone on her true path as a higher realm, new earth way shower, activating her priestess lineage in Egypt. Helped radically change that for her. She shares that Egypt radically changed the course of my life, activating and unlocking my mission, my newer of being a new earth way shower. And now she's not only building her empire, she's helping others to build theirs in this new earth. And this is a woman that came from corporate, building other people's businesses. When I met her, she invited me to her summit, and that's how I met her. And then she walked with us in Egypt, and she shifted into a new earth way shower empire builder. And this is what happens. Like, what do you want to build? What is your dream? And what if 11 days could create that for you and open that within you and opening you to who you truly are? And yeah, and anyone have, and so this is what's coming in with Egypt. And if you have questions, please post them in the chat. Nicola Kibble, I'm ready and need to feel my freedom. Star of the dark feminine, what I call Shakti, is rising. Nicola, she's rising through our sacred hearts, our quantum field. Yeah. So just feeling into, so Egypt is here, and Egypt is October 1st through 11th, 2026. It is on the 1010 portal of 2026. 2026 is so magical. It has 2 stargates. So there's a 111, which we will be gathering. So watch for your inbox on Monday. It's a huge activation ceremony on Monday. We'll be coming in for you for the 111 stargate, January 1st. Mark that on your calendar. Little secret. And the 1010 portal. It's a 1 and a 10. And so the 1010 portal will be Egypt. And so on that, you'll have a coronation ceremony in the Isis temple. And so just feel into this as you will have the frequency shifts that will shift you into that sovereignty, activating your highest soul purpose and blueprint, aligning with who you truly are, stepping into that frequency field of creating, becoming the frequency of all that you're creating. And what if that could do by us walking together for 11 days? Just invite you to feel that in your body. And if you have any questions for Egypt, please post them so that we can answer them and connect and open to that on this 1212 portal. Because so my dream, if I could walk with you for 11 days, but if I could walk, what I really always want is to walk with a woman for a year. And that's if we could be connected and with you and always with you, stepping into, we can belong to each other. And if we could be connected for just a year, because give me a year and come in this as this woman, and in a year, be this woman. Because this is what I see in my community. And this is for you. This is where you lead yourself to belong, you trust yourself and not see separation, not resist it. This is where you didn't see yourself as good enough, or you found a way not to belong, where you don't need external validation. You know you're sovereign, your birthright is wealth, abundance, and confidence. To embrace your sovereign radiance, embrace your sovereign influence, embrace what you're here to be. What are you here to be? What are you here to embrace? That you actually said to yourself, I'm meant for this. This is who I am. I belong here. Just feel into that, really belonging. That I'm going to embody my divine feminine frequency of creation that's living within me. I'm in. I'm going to rise to my vision. And I can go past any limit. And if I feel blocked, I'll do what's needed to let go and release it. Or you could be the part of you that feels, I'm going to hide. I don't have to be visible. Or I'll align with, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'll align with that. I need protection. I'll align with that. I'll kind of take that in. I'm not good enough. Take that in. Oh, what will people say if I went and did something for a year? Oh, I'll take that in. You've picked up a lot along the way. And if you're willing to lay those down, what you've been sharing today, like not feeling supported, toxic relationships, not standing in your truth, if you're willing to lay that down and let that go and let that release, the projections placed on us, the expectations that we placed on ourselves, and the limitations of our lineage, we accept it as truth. If you can lay those down and let those go, if I could walk with you for a year and we could walk together, talk together, rise together, heal, move closer and closer to the sovereign power you truly are, activate and unlock your gifts and wisdoms that are needed to open the new era on earth. My dream is always to walk with someone for a year where you're not resisting our connection and feel you don't belong and feel you don't matter, but where you do matter and where you feel it here in your body, but where we can travel to sacred sites together, unlocking the codes, the radiance you left for yourself. Immerse in community that supports you, aligns with you, nourishes you, and immerse in the courses that ignite your next level of leadership and authority as a category of one that you are. And I want to introduce to you the Portal of Gold. This is our 1-year package. If you're like, Egypt sounds so great, but I want more, you actually can have it all. This is everything. And if you weren't a yes, and if you were a yes to Egypt, but you wanted more, I want to share with you the Portal of Gold. And Instagram, you are already starting, and then I'm going to share. And this is Portal of grace and grace, a testament to women in every space. A strong luminary, our new divine feminine leaders, golden age, priestess and oracle. This is with the Feminine CEO B School, where you are the speaker, priestess, oracle, creatrix, leader, CEO. This is our MBA, Sacred Feminine MBA, as Zania shares it. And then our solar eras. This is all part of the 1 year. Our Tulum retreat on solstice in Tulum, where I will be living. So come and hang out with me in Tulum. This is where you'll rebirth into your radiance and break through. This is where you lay your cape down. You're a leader who needs time to reflect and to get away. Come to Tulum and be recharged, nourished, and re-choose. And we'll have a womb reverse ceremony in the Maya, the Temescal, sacred Mayan ceremony. And you'll have in the Sun, Pharaoh, Queen. Then we go to Egypt for the 1010 Stargate that I've been sharing. And you want to step in by December 20th for the Stargate of Egypt, the initiation of the solar lineage of Isis, Nefertari, and Hatshepsut. Decisive and wise, a force for good, a beautiful prize. A strong woman understands the gifts such as logic. Private time, the sacred portal of the Sphinx. And we have our private times, our 1010 Stargate, private ceremony at the Temple of Isis. This is our coronation ceremony on the Stargate of 2026. And Instagram, I'm a little off, so now we're on Egypt. So I don't know, I think it stopped it. And here's our Diabea. This is what you'll be cruising down the Nile in Egypt. And dance on the temple steps of the Temple of Isis in Hathor. This is sacred sisterhood. And then we have our infinite energy training. I've never offered this, a triple certification for the light worker to grid, heal, and activate. These are 3 certifications. You'll have the certification of light grid work for sacred sites and for land, and become certified in light code activation. This is for light code activation I've never shared. And then Royal Golden Second become a certified practitioner of the new energy healing for self-healing, one-on-one healing, group healing. This is the energy Yeshua held. And these are the packages. Package 1 is Temple of Light. It's 1 year walking with me. All courses, Tulum, Egypt, the portal code activations. 1 year, everything all together. And your package 2 is Golden Queen, is everything. Plus 1 year of one-on-one mentorship with me. You know I'm your coach. We belong to each other, and let's connect and walk together. And this is where we can walk together for a year. And package 3 is your Sun Pharaoh. I just want Egypt. And this is your Sun Pharaoh Queen Egypt pilgrimage, the 1010 portal. This is by application. You want to get your application in by December 20th. And this is for the sisters who have already said yes. To step into, embody the visionary healer you are. And Instagram, I think it went on and did something again. So I apologize. But let me get the sound up. So, beloveds, this is the portal of gold. This is the 1 year. This is coming in for us. And how many of you like a good deal? Like me? Who out there loves a good deal? Raise your hand. I was sitting with my friend who takes people to Egypt every year. And we were talking about going and pricing because Egypt has, everything has gone up so much. And she had shared with who she works with. And when he told me his price to run the tour, I fell off my chair. And that's who she works with. And I shared how much I've negotiated for Egypt. And she's like, how do you do that? And you still offer 5-star? And I said, you can take the girl out of the garment industry, but you can't take the garment industry out of the girl. I'm a negotiator. In my family, I am the negotiator. And my family gets a little hot under the collar because I will go in and try to help with the price or improve something. And they're like, no, Jennifer, no. Like, I'll just pay the full price. Like, don't, like, they get so nervous around negotiating. And it's like, because I get a better price. And so what I really want to do is I try to create a sacred pilgrimage that you won't say no to because it's too much. That you won't say, like me. And when I went to Egypt in 2008, I almost said no because it was a lot. And I wouldn't have had that experience. And what if I had not gone to Egypt in 2008? Would I have walked away from my clothing business in 2012 and stepped into my soul calling? Would I have turned the corner in the New York Met Museum and saw the Isis temple and was like, oh, hello, my friend? I don't think so. And would I be here sitting today? No. I would have probably been here at some point, but it would have pushed it off. Because when your soul calls and you don't answer, it just pushes it later. Why not do it now? Step in now. So I wanted to create this so it's the best price, so you can access it and you can say yes. So you can activate your sovereign codes, your undeniable leadership, your unwavering confidence, your truest essence, and be initiated and anointed by the queens who have walked before you. And you'll never know. What if you let your excitement running through your body right now, this frequency of creation, not lead you? Like, no, I can't go. No, I can't do it. I don't have time. I don't have the money. What will my husband say? What will my business? How will I run my business? Well, I walked away from my business for 14 days, a clothing business where I shipped every night, and it's so physically demanding. And it worked. I came back to a little bit of chaos, I have to say. But things shipped out because it all was in alignment and it worked. And I wasn't in my business for 14 days, which was amazing. And everything worked out. But I was willing to step into because I wanted something different for my life. I didn't want the same old. I didn't want to sit at 60 years old running a business empty, dry, and unfulfilled and not happy. And I knew Egypt was something that would open a gateway. And if you're feeling this and you're feeling like, yes, Egypt is for me, I invite you to step into that and apply. I have the links in the caption above for Egypt. And if you're like, I want to walk with you the whole year and belong to each other and walk together, then Portal of Gold. And the links are above. And so I invite you to step into that. And if you are a yes for the Sun Pharaoh at Egypt, Sun Pharaoh Queen Egypt pilgrimage. Here is the QR code, and you can just capture that. You can bring your phone up and capture that. And that is the Sun Pharaoh Queen Egypt pilgrimage. It'll take you right to the website. And then for Portal of Gold, this is the website page for Portal of Gold, our 1-year package where you get incredible discounts and deals. And the Portal of Gold, when I shared the price of the Portal of Gold with the women in Bali for my 99 portal, they were like, you get everything for that price? I know people that take people to Egypt for that price. I get a whole year. I get 2 signature courses, Divine Feminine Leadership certification, 3 energy healing certifications, 2 trips, 1 to Tulum, all full paid inclusive, Egypt, all inclusive, and all the other events and offerings I get a whole year? And they're like, what? And that was not what I thought. That'd be like, wow, I don't know if I can do it. And so I just invite you, because your activation and your journey is like, well, Egypt is next year. I kind of do that next year. No, it's filling. We had a really large wait list, and women have already stepped in and said yes, and we will sell out. The Diabea, we have a very large Diabea, but it only has so many beds, and so we have limited space. And I invite you, it's not next year. The moment you say yes, the moment your activation journey begins is the moment you say yes when you apply. And walking with the queens and enter the Egypt pilgrimage pathway, because we created a pathway for the Egypt pilgrimage. So you don't just show up in Egypt and you're like, I don't know anybody. I don't know what's going on. We have an Egypt pilgrimage, pre-pilgrimage pathway where we have 2 events, and we'll probably be adding more. We have a Sisterhood of Queens gathering where we get to meet each other and connect and share, and we'll go really deep together. So when you show up in Egypt, you already have the connection. You already have the bond. You're already in the alignment with each other. You already know each other, maybe have met, maybe have DM'd each other, maybe even met if you live near each other. And then our second event, our pre-pilgrimage pathway, is the light gridding masterclass. Well, I will share with you and show you how to grid at sacred sites and sacred land. So when we grid, maybe you like to hold space. Raise your hand. You like to hold space. Maybe you like to activate and do code activation. Maybe you run energy. Maybe you work with celestial realms. Maybe you like to hold just light and hold a frequency to help with this, with what's going on in the sacred circle. And so this is step into what you will love to do. And I will share with you the steps of grid working on sacred sites. So when we show up in Egypt, we already have like what we love to do, and we're already gridding on that same energy. Light body yoga. I was approved for a scholarship for the last course offering, but now I don't want to wait. But now I don't want the whole year. But I want the CEO course. Well, yes, you can do individually. When you do the whole year, you get just an incredible price. And when you can also do one, like you can just do Egypt. Yes, so light body yoga. We will be offering Luminary, will start to be offered end of February, and it starts on equinox. So for if you want to step into Luminary, the Sacred Feminine MBA program that is 6 months, I've added in the Feminine CEO to that, because what I see in our world for Divine Feminine is you are powerful, you have codes, you can activate, transform, and guide people. And then there's no pathway. There's no financial stability. There's no true wealth. There's no like the systems and the easy pathway. Like I'm a Libra, I'm left brain, I'm creative, and I can do it. I can, and I will share with you how to create a 7-figure business, because I've done it. I have the evidence. And right now, Light Priestess Temple is a 6-figure brand that will be growing into a much bigger brand with what I'll be sharing in 2026. But I've done it. I have the evidence, and I will share with you how to create that sacred MBA in your life. So you are the feminine CEO running your incredible gifts and masteries and energy healing. And so Egypt is $7,000. The first package, Temple of Light, is $16,977. And the full package, Golden Queen, with the mentorship and everything, is $27,000. But you know me, I want to give a better price to you. And so to help and honor and to support you to step into this truth where I know who you are today and where you'll be if you walk with me and we get to walk together and belong to each other, is Egypt is $4,999, pay in full. The Temple of Light, 1 year, everything is $12,000 right now. Everything. Egypt, Tulum, the Luminary, Divine Feminine Leaders Course with the Feminine CEO Business School, and Infinite, the energy, 3 energy certification healings, plus all the other offerings I'll be offering, plus mentorship. The Golden Queen is $22,000. And my $12,000 coaching for the year is $10,000. So you get $2,000 off just on the coaching. And so these are the prices, plus I have payment plans. We have a 7-month payment plan for Egypt, and we have a 10-month payment plan for Portal of Gold. And so I invite you to step into who you truly are and step into this radiance, into your yes, opening within you. And just feel that frequency opening within you. And who is ready for Portal of Gold in Egypt? Because Egypt, you want to apply by December 20th. So you get a first seat in the pre-pilgrimage pathway and join the sisters who have already said yes. So just feel into this as this 12-12 portal as we step now into our sovereign abundance attunement. So I just invite us to take a breath as we just open up some new space. Maybe you want to take a drink of water. Light body yoga. Okay, so it's called Luminary and it is launched in February. It starts on Equinox, Luminary, Divine Feminine Leaders Course and Feminine CEO Business School. That starts on Equinox, Spring Equinox, March 20th. But we launch it in end of February. And so just connect with us and stay tuned with us. And I can't wait to see you in Luminary. And so beloved, so I just invite you to just take a breath as we now go inward. And I will be putting on some music. We're going to be deepening into with the 888 hertz. And then we will wrap up our 1212 portal. How many of you, how are you feeling? What's moving through you? Maybe we need to shake that off. That was a lot of mental, and I know, but it's so important for us to walk together on the sacred sites and walk together. And who will I be walking with for a year? I'm so excited because that's what I really want. What I love seeing the transformation that can happen when we really belong to each other. And so as we open this, so beloveds, as we deepen into this 1212 portal, sovereign abundance attunement, and attuning is being in harmony and in sync and in that resonant field within us. The creation frequency running through you, attuning you, aligning you to this new frequency. We're playing the 888 hertz, the frequency of miracles and manifestation and abundance. This infinite abundance codes, the frequency codes of creation running through you. And when they attune to your sovereign abundance, feel this now, this creation code of source running through you. Connect to when you were running that energy through your body earlier in our call. And feel that energy opening. The creation energy of the goddess, Mother God, when we talked about the Trinity and how the Holy Spirit is really Mother God, Sekhem, Shakti, Divine Feminine, Sophia. And we're restoring her, reclaiming her, aligning with her. In this new era we walked into, and light and sound are the creators of universes. And so I invite you as we bring in the golden central sun of source, the frequency of the God energy, the golden light, bringing the light down through your crown, letting it wash over your body. Taking a breath, really sending your grounding core down into Mother Gaia, grounding through the Terra, grounding through the floor of your temple, and then breathing up from the golden crystalline core of Mother Gaia, up through your root, up through your Shushmana, opening your heart light, opening your heart coherent field of light, making it 9 meters, opening your frequency, turning on your oxytocin, your bliss chemicals, and bringing in the light and sound. We'll be moving into attuning with sound, sacred sound in your space, and then moving into silence. And so bringing in that light and sound with the Trinity that we talked about, the Father God, Mother God, Son of God, becoming the oneness, that one frequency, the triple God energy, this on this Trinity portal of the codes of creation, the 369. The feminine frequency is the Holy Spirit, the codes of creation that runs through you and all creation, and the shedding of the snake skin, the rose, the ocean wave, as we open with the grounding, and we opened our heart light. And now take a breath and ground and deepen into your body as you align. As now we're going to open a Trinity portal within us, your Mother, Father, God, Son of God within your body, to align with that Trinity, with your Eye of Ra, your Father God energy. And just if you want to place your fingers on your third eye, your Eye of Ra, placing your hands on your heart. This is your Son of God. And then placing your hands on your womb, Divine Mother God. And as you create a Trinity, as you create a pyramid within you, feel this frequency opening as you're connecting these three energy centers. And then with your throat, your portal of creation, how you speak your truth, how you share your gifts with the world. I invite you to tune into your body. If there's a deep place within you that has not been touched, that is not an ancient place, and maybe is stuck, or it's locked, or it's a pocket, we're going to open up that frequency, open up that ancient pocket with your voice. And I invite you to claim your intention for a 1212, that intention. So you released what no longer served you. And now bring in your intention to your heart for 1212 and place that on those trinities that you just created. Place that on your heart and place that in your frequency to align with that in your attunement today. As you reach into your body with the sound, any pocket stuck energy to open to it. So I invite you to touch into that and release with sound into your field. It might sound like, it might be light language. It might be some shaking. You might want to dance and move and sound in your space to open it like a drum beat, like feeling like a drum beat, opening up this sound within you, opening up this frequency within you as you open this next level of touching this sound, creating the sound of creation. You might want to shake it off. You might want to scream it out. You might want to share what you let go of and speak that into your space. Create the space within the temple, the song that you haven't sung yet, the temple that you have forgotten within you. Those spaces in you that were broken, that now you're letting voice to. Let it out with the sound. Let it out, let it out. Just a few more seconds. As you're attuning your space so that you can have more attunement and balance and harmony within by letting this have some breath and some space and honoring it on this 1212 portal of closing and endings. And now we breathe. Now take 3 breaths in the Trinity energy. Inhale and exhale. And the longer and the deeper, the more you align and come into harmony. Another inhale and exhale. Another inhale and exhale. And now speak into your space if there's anything you want to share, if there's something you want to let go, if it's the same thing you let go before, you want to speak it into your space, we'll say it out loud, whisper, and then silent. Speak it into your space now. What you are holding on your heart. This is your intention for 12. Actually, this is your intention for 1212. So speaking your intention for 1212, we're going to say it out loud, a whisper in silence. Sorry, I got a little confused. I do belong. I do belong. And then silent. And now as we move into silence and the attunement, I invite you to come back into that alignment with your truth. And if you've been on a roller coaster in your life, and you've been up and down. You haven't been in your authenticity. You haven't been in your truth, in your deepest truth. So feel into aligning into that, your centering, your harmony, your balance. What is that truth for you, your intention? I invite you to relax your face muscles. I invite you to relax your shoulders. I invite you to relax your spine and slow your breath, elongating your breaths. And come into harmony as you attune to the frequency of creation of this Trinity 1212 portal. Closing your eyes and going deep within. Ushkara, ushkara, ushkara. As you are tuning and aligning, feel the frequencies of the golden beings of light that are surrounding you now. Removing anything that no longer serves you and aligning you to your truth as the veils and the layers dissolve like water of a waterfall, gently floating off, dissolving off, revealing your divine light, your radiance, your sovereign frequency of creation that you truly are. In the grand central sun of source, flooding you with the divine light of God, divine goddess, on this 1212 portal of completions and endings and letting go of what no longer serves you at the soul cellular level so you can bring in the new. And as Goddess Isis comes forward right now to seal your intention for 1212 and what aligned within you on the sacred 1212 attunement portal of creation and the space that we have created together, and with a chalice of golden nectar, Isis places her 2 fingers in the nectar and anoints your pineal, your eye of Ra. Anointing is always this consecration of a rite of passage. So just feel this anointing your third eye, and then she anoints with golden nectar your heart center, and then she anoints your womb of light, your Trinity of creation that lives within you. And sealing the sacred Trinity of creation within you, feel the frequency of creation as it moves through you, igniting and awakening your sovereignty, your truth, your radiance, your sovereign abundance, because your sovereign abundance is your frequency of creation, aligning with it, surrendering to the will that you truly are, no longer pushing or struggling or striving or calling in or becoming or resolutioning or vision boarding. You don't need to do that when you align with the will of the highest power that you are. Feel this as Queen Nefertiti and Queen Nefertari and Pharaoh, Queen Hatshepsut surround you in a golden trinity of love and queenhood. Feel their love and their truth encircling you now. Feel this now. And your intention, your becoming, and your birthright living now within you, rising, aligning this with all that you are. Feel this opening and opening and opening. And 3 times we will send your intention and your love and your frequency down into the grids of Mother Gaia, into the golden ley lines that will grid this with the earth, with the planet, with humanity, with the sacred sites and pyramids for all times. So send this down with 3 breaths. And then sealing your attunement, your 12-12 attunement. The 3 queens bow to you, and Mother Isis holds this all in a cocoon of light, wrapping her wings of light around you as we close out our 12-12 portal, sovereign abundance attunement, the frequency of creation that you are. And as we close this, I invite you to gently wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and come back into the space. And who would like to share as you slowly open your gaze? Invite our shares as we close out our 12-12 portal, Radiant Queen, Sovereign Abundance, Attunement, and Open House. And anyone would like to share what opened up for you? What did you see? What did you feel? And your 12-12 intention held in your heart. As we take a breath and come back into our space. And what is moving through you? How are you feeling? We shared a lot today. What is your takeaway? You discovered what the meaning of 12-12 truly is. You released what you were no longer willing to carry into 2026, this new year, golden year of new beginnings, momentum, forward movement, oneness, freedom. And you sensed and felt what the frequency of creation feels running through your body. You learned about the solar priestess queen, Egypt pilgrimage, and the portal of gold, and attuned to the frequency of creation on this 12-12 portal day. As we close today, and just tune into how you felt at the beginning of our call and how you feel now. We're just 90 minutes together, and I can feel this smoothness in the field that I did not feel in the beginning. I was a little more nervous, a little more excited, a little more disconnected, and now this feel that alignment, that attunement, that resonance, that field of resonance that you have created within you. The sacred divine energetics of the Holy Trinity running through you. This is the power you hold. This is your truth. And what will you do with that? This power within you. Will you create new worlds and step into new continents and new sacred sites and new ways of being, and take that book out of your drawer and send it to publishing and finish it and share your art and your sacred wisdoms and that your truth that you've been holding within you? Or will you just go back to the same and rubber band back? I invite you to listen to this over and over. That's why I love replay for myself. I listen to it over and over. Listen to this. Let this sink into your body. I shared a lot, and some of it might have not fully landed. Listen to this again. Deepen into this, because you've been the leader and now become the queen you've always been and you're destined to be. Your future doesn't ask you for perfection. It asks for your truth. What is your truth? What is your 2026 going to be? As we close 2025, letting go of what no longer serves us, what no longer serves you, and letting that go. And I challenge you to love like you've never lost. And I challenge you to say yes to yourself like you've never been told no. And I challenge you to walk in your power like you've never been hurt and never been shamed. I invite you to walk as the queen that you are into this new 2026 and to walk with us and belong with us. Say, I belong, I belong, I belong, and we can belong to each other. I invite you to walk with me in Portal of Gold and to walk with me and your sisters in Egypt for the 10-10-10 portal, Stargate of 2026 on the sacred lands of Kemet. And remember your truth and step into your leadership, your sovereign codes, and be anointed by the queens who have walked before you and walk with you. And remember your truth, the flame of divine feminine frequency of creation that runs through you and is you and aligns you and creates your vision as you rise as the phoenix, as you share your gifts and step into your captivating, magnetic, boundless, infinite, unlimited, endless radiance, magnetic, lit from within, queen that you are. You are the radiant queen. You are who you've been waiting for. And what will you do with this radiance that you are? And who will you be in 2026? I will see you in Egypt, and I will see you on January 1st for the 111 Portal Stargate. You will see that on Monday in your inbox. And I thank you for your time. I'm so honored as we open this new era together. And remember to live your highest destiny. Much love.